You are all welcome to the maiden edition of Building the Wall with Yomi Folashile. This is a platform where we talk on how to build a successful and a godly marriage. And we've been on a particular series in the last few months. So, by God's grace, today I'm going to the main theme, that powerful influence we've been talking about, that you need to know to actually be able to build your home successfully and with the power of Holy Spirit helping us, and that is temperament. There has been a lot of requests. You need to talk about temperament, and here we are today. Your temperament and your marriage. What influence does temperament has on your marriage, on your home, your children, and your life in general? Temperament influences everything we do. Yes, that's a fact. From sleeping to talking, eating, driving, shopping, your study habits, to the way you get along with other people, including that spouse, that's marriage, the way you relate with your children, how they behave. This temperament influences everything. So why wouldn't you be interested in knowing your temperament, that of your spouse, that of your children, so that you can help and manage one another, so that you can, with the help of Holy Spirit, control those weaknesses that you need to control, and you maximize the strengths, the potential God has given to you as individual. Humanly speaking, there's no other influence in your life that is more powerful than your temperament. Yes, that's it. Or the combination of temperament that you have. Thus the need for you to know and you to be able to analyze others. If you know yourself and you don't care to know your spouse, others, your colleague at work, your family member, people in the church, people in your environment, then you are missing it, because you will only be living in your own world and you'll not be able to know why people are behaving the way they do, how you need to help them, how you need to make them realize what they need to work on or to build on. Knowing temperament is not to condemn anyone or to criticize anyone. Never you go into that venture for that. God has made us uniquely. All we need to do is to know, to understand, and see how we can help one another, and see how we can pray. That is where brokenness come in, on how God can help you, how the Holy Spirit can work on you, work on that Adamic nature that Paul was talking about in Romans 17, 18 to 20 or thereabout. The things that he does not want to do, he finds himself doing it. That's the Adamic nature, the temperament. So we will see, and we will now see how the Holy Spirit, because God will not come down, if we use the Holy Spirit that he has given to us, that is dwelling with us, to help you to work on this temperament. So what then is temperament? Temperament is the combination of traits we inherited from our parents, our grandparents. Could be paternal, could be maternal. God is so awesome. This temperament we are talking about, it is in our gene. It's inherited. It's inborn. It's something that you cannot choose it. You cannot say, no, I want this my son to be this. No, it's unpredictable. It is unique. It is your own unique wiring, the way you were created, and what makes you you. God is an awesome God. I said earlier, he's not a prototype God. He makes us dynamically, so that the world will not be boring. Everybody has their own specialty, their own features, and if everybody is just one particular temperament, man, the world will be a boring place to be. So he is such a wonderful God. He created all things, and they are all beautiful. So that is not too good out of it. He wants us to work on it. That's why he came to the world to redeem man, so that he can transform you and me to that image of his own self, so that we can be what he wants us to be. So who you are, what God created you to be, it's beautiful. But he wants you to work on something. That Adamic nature in us, he wants us to work on it. So that's the weaknesses we are going to see in the temperament. So I said temperament is a combination of traits we inherited from our parents. Could be from grandparents, the way God made you, the who you are. It is the reason why you act the way you do. A lot of people, you see them, they can talk, they can be this, that's the temperament. Why you do those things you do. It is the number one influence in a person's life. This is passed on through genes and no doubt influenced by the Adamic nature, just like what I said. It's Romans 7:18-20. It is, it is just, it's not something that you can say, no, I don't have this. It is in as much as you have the blood flowing in your system, then you have temperament. So it's that temperament determines whether you are extroverted, that is those people that are outgoing, or introverted, the shy, the reserved type. It's inborn, as I said, inherited, and unpredictable. You cannot determine it, but you can control it. Okay? So when your natural temperament is modified by your childhood training, your education, the principle you were taught, your belief, motivation, the school you went through, that becomes your character. So we can see that the two, they are different. So a lot of people, you might want to confuse temperament with character. Character is the modified natural temperament by your background, the training you have, but the temperament itself, it's natural, it's inborn. So when you had all of those one, that makes you another person. That's why we have different people behaving differently based on their exposure. So temperament traits last throughout life, whether it's controlled or not. But it's something as we age. Those that can shout, those the odd type, as they grow old, all of those tempo begin to go down. Yes. So we are going to look at the types of temperaments we have. Categorically, we have 4. But these 4 are subgrouped again into 2. I don't want to confuse you, and that's why I'm going to stop there. Then in the next edition, we will now talk about each of them, the features of those temperaments, their weaknesses, and their strengths, so that you can see, oh, this is me. Oh, no wonder that is how my husband behaved. Wow, my children. Everybody begin to see one another. And therein you will see how we can help ourselves. That's the bottom line. How we can understand why, this person does this. It is the way God makes them. But God needs us to know one another, to understand ourselves, and be able to help one another to maximize the potentials in us and to work on the weaknesses. Okay, so I said the extroverts. This is the first set of group, and that is the sanguine and the choleric. These two, they are outgoing, they are extroverts. When they say something is extro, it's outward. Those people that they can easily talk, they are not shy, they are not the reserved type that they feel shy. These people can stand anywhere. They can talk boldly. They are so confident of themselves. They are courageous. They are bold. So The first one we said the sanguine and the choleric. So in the next edition, we will talk in-depthly on these two. The second group that forms the 3 and 4 happens to be the introverts. These are the reserved. They just like the word intro, they are not outgo, they are not outgoing, they are not, outspoken, just those words. Their own is intro, inside. They prefer to be in. They want to keep to themselves. They are most time, they could be moody, they could be reserved, they want to be themselves. It's not a sin. That is who they were wired to be. But they can help themselves. I saw myself in both category when I was growing up, and when God started with me, I remember my melancholy was pronouncing. I just want to be independent on my own, and the Holy Spirit will come. Sorry, and those time I was learning, thank God for the Timlaye and Beplaye. Those are books that you need to read to understand the spirit control temperament, why you act the way you do, opposite attract, the likes of them. They have series of those books. It really helped me then. Then, that was when I experienced Holy Spirit the more, talking about this thing that you cannot be. And as the mama, I just want to be I don't want to tell those people, do this. They will tell you, better go out of your way. Talk to them. Let them do this. Let them do that. And he brought me out of that shell. And I began to see myself and to fulfill. So that is what the Holy Spirit can do in you, in your spouse, in your children, in the lives of people around you. They are who God wants them to be. They have their own good traits. They have their strengths. I forgot to tell you, every temperament has strengths and weaknesses. So there are no bad or good temperament. Everything God created is good. So those ones that are weaknesses, He wants us to work on them. So the melancholy, they are introverts, and the phlegmatic, wow, that is the baba of introverts. They are, so gentle. They don't like trouble. They are peacemaker. Those people that, they just go there. Even when they are driving, I told you, it influences everything you do. If I see a phlegmatic driving on the road, I know. And you see a sanguine, better run for your life before they jam you or they clock. So we will talk in-depthly on all of this temperament. So those are the 4 categories. The sanguine, the choleric, and I said these two, they are extroverts. The melancholy, the phlegmatic, these two, they are introvert. So join me next edition while we talk on these 4 temperaments. We are going to see their features. You are going to see the weaknesses and the strengths of each of them. And we will now narrow it down on how we can help one another. When it doesn't stop at that. What do you do? Managing oneself to becoming and to making our life enjoyable. So I wish you a wonderful time, and I pray as you are getting all of this information, this wisdom, the Holy Spirit will help you to make use of them, to build your home and to build yourself. Do have a great one. See you next time. Thank you.